Hello, and thank you for joining us as we celebrate the 37th anniversary of Denver Urban Spectrum, Colorado's premier source of news for communities of color. On this special occasion, we also honor Rosalind Harris, who we all know as B, for her role in founding the publication and her years of dedication to the community. As B prepares to transition away from her daily role with the Spectrum and embark on a new adventure, let's take a look back at the work she's done to establish the publication as a community fixture while amplifying our voices and sharing our stories. Rosalind B. Harris was born to Ruth and Doyle James and raised with 3 brothers and 2 sisters in Grand Rapids, Michigan. After high school graduation, B attended Davenport College of Business, had her first son, Lawrence, and moved to Minnesota to pursue fashion merchandising and graphic design. Moving next to Omaha, Nebraska, she attended University of Nebraska at Omaha and started her first business, Salt and Pepper Art Studios, with longtime friend Beth. Destiny was calling, so after having her second son, Donald, she and her young sons moved to the Mile High City. In 1986, B was approached by Robert Stewart about starting a newspaper for people of color. A few months later, she was approached again, this time by photojournalist Ron Steele for the same reason. It must have been fate. The 3 decided to name the newspaper the Denver Journal, and its first issue was published in April 1987. To reflect its essence, 3 months later, the publication's name was changed to the Urban Spectrum, with an added slogan that remains to this day, spreading the news about people of color. The first issues featured Native American, Asian, Latina, and Black women as cover stories, until the late singer James Van Buren graced the April 1989 cover. In the early years, the Urban Spectrum had offices in the historically Black Five Points neighborhood. In 1989, a terrible fire gutted the offices and served as the first of several obstacles the publication faced and overcame throughout the years. The community embraced the Urban Spectrum, holding fundraisers to support its ongoing operations, while B worked creatively to keep the newspaper afloat. She strengthened the Urban Spectrum over time, cementing its mission to inform, inspire, and enlighten, with award-winning articles that covered politics, social issues, health, business, education, entertainment, religion, youth, Black history, and local perspectives on national events and significant milestones. In 1999, Denver's first Black mayor, Wellington E. Webb, invited B to cover his mission to West Africa and the U.S. Conference of Mayors.
Well, I think that what B's done with Urban Spectrum has been great in that she's covered both of us. She's covered us individually. And then because of the value that Wilma and I have for the Urban Spectrum and for B, we want to make sure that the community gets all of the information that we've been involved in. So, for example, when we went to Africa, we thought it was very important for the Urban Spectrum to be part of that. Even more important than the Denver Post and Rocky Mountain News at the time.
This exciting opportunity sparked ongoing coverage of African news and issues that continues today. With plans to expand into other parts of the country, the Urban Spectrum changed its name to Denver Urban Spectrum in 2006. B has served on several boards as an advisor or director. Among them are the Cleo Parker Robinson Dance Company, 5 Points Business Association, Denver Foundation, Girl Scouts Mile High Chapter, Visit Denver, Art, Culture, and Film, Coalition Against Global Genocide, and the Colorado Press Association. In 2020, B was inducted into the Colorado Women's Hall of Fame for her activism, advocacy, and impact. Over the years, she has also been recognized for her contributions, trailblazing legacy, and her role in highlighting the best of our community through numerous awards, including the MLK Humanitarian and Social Responsibility Awards, Denver's 150 Unsung Heroes from Mayor John D. Hickenlooper, Lifetime Achievement Awards from the Colorado Black Chamber of Commerce and the Colorado Black Women for Political Action, and John Parr and Sandy Widener Civic Leadership Award from the Denver Foundation. In 2012, she received a public service honorary doctorate degree from the Denver Institute of Urban Studies and Adult College. And most recently, the 5 Points Jazz Festival Cultural Award and the Best Success Summit Wilma Award. Still, for all the honors and accolades she's received, Bee is rarely in the spotlight herself, and instead acknowledges others for the work they are doing to advance the community. Each year, she hosts a community reception for African Americans who make a difference, recognizing others for their impact and celebrating their good works. For the last several years, she has supported the exploration of new technological frontiers, with the addition of multimedia platforms for Denver Urban Spectrum and ideas brought to life by each new generation of staff and supporters, a foresight she realized coming many years ago.
Ia Milan, a past participant of the Urban Spectrum Youth Foundation. The Urban Spectrum Youth Foundation serves as one of my fondest memories and a large part of my professional foundation and my commitment to serving our community. I have the privilege of being the co-editor of the Junior Spectrum newspaper alongside Mr. Julius Vons and the editor-in-chief of the Junior Spectrum. I attribute so much of my professional success to the Urban Spectrum, the Youth Foundation, and Miss B. Through the program, we were afforded the opportunity to write stories on the issues that mattered most to us. We were mentored, guided, encouraged, and loved. When I think of Miss B and the role of the Urban Spectrum, I'm often reminded of a Maya Angelou quote, "There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you." This is never an issue for us because Miss B has made it possible for our stories to not only be told, but to be celebrated.
Yeah, the Spectrum has been a bridge for all the communities of Denver as well as surrounding communities throughout Colorado.
There's not a lot of states in the United States that have newspapers that are directed to minority in general, African American in particular, especially in this part of the United States. So it is a big thing. It's a big thing to have a newspaper like that, and we have to continue to work for the existing of Urban Spectrum.
Bee Harris has always been a devoted daughter and sister. Today, she is the proud grandmother to Tyrell and Dylan, and a happy great-grandmother to Desiree. Bee suffered an unthinkable tragedy when her loving mother, Ruth Boyd, lost her life in 2008. On November 3rd, while Bee celebrated the imminent election of Barack Obama at a campaign rally in Denver, her phone began to ring repeatedly, interrupting her excitement and turning her life upside down.
My mother was born and raised, until she was 17, in Mississippi. So she was a down south mother, down south grandmother, and down south great-grandmother, which means she was welcoming. She welcomed everyone into her home. She had welcomed everyone into her life. And she wanted the best for her children. She wanted the best for her grandchildren. Like most mothers, she wanted things better for her children than what she had for herself.
Finding out that her mother was gone was made even worse when elder abuse was revealed as the cause of her passing. In 2023, Bee published The Story of Ruth, a first-person narrative about her mother's Southern upbringing and devotion to her family. Yet, knowing that the abuse her mother endured affects so many others, Bee envisioned a way to help protect one of the most vulnerable populations while saving lives. She created the Ruth Boyd Elder Abuse Foundation in honor of her mother to ensure the safety, care, and quality of life for aging adults through advocacy, education, and awareness. So, as Bee says goodbye to her daily activities with Denver Urban Spectrum and begins her new journey with her new foundation, think about the ways in which she and the publication have impacted your life. We hope you will support the continuation of community reporting to honor Bee's incomparable legacy and keep her vision alive for generations to come.